This is Headline News with Pistol from Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. Brought to you by Philadonian TV, sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com. Hello everyone, I am Pistol, and this is your Headline News. With Pele's death, Brazilians have lost a piece of their hearts. On Rio de Janeiro's Ipanema Beach, the news broke when Paulo Vinicius was playing soccer with his 9-year-old nephew. He says Pele represents the best of Brazil, its people, its working class. Vinicius says Pele gives a sense of identity to the Brazilian people. In Santos, where Pele made his name, Nicolas Oliveira, 18, was outside the stadium along with roughly 200 others. Oliveira said even replays of Pele's sensational playing make him swell with emotion. He says Pele is a black man. I'm here because of what he did, for the soccer he played, for the soccer he improved, and for the future players he helped mold and inspire. Everton Luz, a 41-year-old lawyer, was crying outside the hospital with a Santos club flag wrapped around him. He had come directly from work to pay tribute to the player whose performances had electrified his own dad and prompted decades of stories. Luz recounts those stories to his 2 children and shows them videos of the idol. He recalled seeing Pele in person once watching a game at a stadium. He said, "We managed to get close to his box and he waved goodbye. He was an example of the Brazilian, of what we could become." Parents and guardians who have children with disabilities, CWD, are being urged to register their children with the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, JCPD, by the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. Acting Country Representative, UNICEF Jamaica, Vincent Tiran, said registration is a very important issue, and for several years his organization has been supporting the JCPD in trying to identify and register CWDs. In order for a person with disability to access the social safety net programs, he or she should register with the JCPD. Executive Director of the JCPD, Dr. Christine Hendricks, pointed out that the cost associated with the registration comes from the medical report that has to be completed on behalf of the person with disabilities. Dr. Hendricks pointed out that most persons with a disability can go to a regular clinic or the public hospital. Peru's Constitutional Court has ordered the demolition of a wall that separates a rich neighborhood of Lima from a poor one, ruling it discriminatory. A case for the removal of the 6.2-mile wall, over 6.5 feet high in some parts and topped with barbed wire, was brought by a private citizen in 2018. It has been nicknamed the Wall of Shame. A first section of the wall was erected in the 1980s under the pretext of protecting the affluent neighborhood of La Molina from the Shining Path guerrilla group, considered a terrorist organization in Peru. With the group defeated, the wall was extended. However, in the 2000s, this time ostensibly to prevent illegal land occupation. In Peru, migration from Andean areas to the capital during the 1980s and 1990s led to massive settlement of hills on the outskirts of Lima. Thousands fled Shining Path violence. Others came looking for work. Prominent attorney at law Bert Samuels and security expert Robert Finzi Smith have renewed calls for proper rehabilitation of inmates and an expansion of the island's penal institutions. This is in response to the new sentencing regime that will be imposed on those convicted under the new Firearms Act, which could lead to more persons being incarcerated. Speaking with reporters, Samuel said Jamaica has not improved on the rehabilitation aspect of people going into prison. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson said that 63 men and 7 women have been charged under the new Firearms Act between November 1st and December 20th. The majority of those charged are between the age of 16 and 30. Penalties under the new Firearms Act range from 15 years to life imprisonment. Despite incest remaining a fundamental problem in society, children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison said there is still silence about the topic across Jamaica. She said, quote, "You will get information that it is happening, but because there's a culture of tolerance and letting family business remain family business, these instances do not necessarily convert into an active report to a police station, which would then lead to an investigation, then an arrest." Gordon Harrison told reporters that there were systems in place to penalize penalize perpetrators, but the lack of evidential material has only led child sex investigators to dead ends. I am Pistol, and that was your headline news. That was Headline News with Pistol from Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. Brought to you by Philadonian TV. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com.
Let 'em sing, yeah, you know.